क्या नाम क्या है तुम्हारा?
विजय दीनानाथ जॉन, पूरा नाम.
Ideally, would just like to play the character and thank you very much and go home.
आज खुश तो बहुत हो गया था.
You know, 40 years down the line, we'll still be talking about a knot of a shirt.
मैं आज भी फेंके हुए पैसे नहीं उठाता.
786 became almost a nationwide phenomenon.
कभी-कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है.
You know, every time you see me getting some involuntary movements, you know कि करंट चालू हो गया.
डॉन को पकड़ना मुश्किल ही नहीं, नामुमकिन है.
प्रकाश जी, you know, ये थोड़ा फनी होने वाला है. आप थोड़ा सेट के बाहर बैठिए.
I can talk English, I can walk English, I can laugh English.
Want to keep moving on and do other stuff.
When it comes to your filmography, in fact, one can just keep on just going on and on about. There's so much of your work. In fact, like someone who's done a Saudagar and then you go on to do a Naseeb and a Khuddar, and there's a wide palette. Something about the persona of Amitabh Bachchan as a commercial star, like your dancing style. I think you based it on Bhagwan Dada, which is very famous, I believe.
This is a very normal 1 to 3 step.
You have been symbolized as many people have copied it.
Anybody that does that will look like you know, somebody doing 1 2 3. It's called the 1 2 3 step. I don't know.
Like this one, then.
No. It's just the stepping is a 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So. Anybody that moves to that rhythm will get that feel. But yes, it's always been a great joy to. We've been through various choreographers from the start of my career, and some very disappointed faces as well. Badi marwar bhi padi humko because we were not doing well. I remember during the time of Bombay to Goa, I was with P.L. Raj. P.L. Raj Masterji was the choreographer, and he used to sit with a stick. And he used to whack us if we, you know, every time we didn't move correctly. I mean, it was all in good sense and good feel, wanting to extract the very best out of us. But yes, over the years, you know, as you go along, you still shudder at the thought of having to do another dance number. So even now, when we had to do Go Mera Go, it was painful. Painful, yes, physically because of your age, but also there's always huge apprehension because you're so scared to do a song. It's a nightmare for me even now.
So what I was talking about in terms of as Amitabh Bachchan as a commercial star was, like, say your dancing style has become, I think, patented as Amitabh Bachchan now. Your eye-popping moments, like, you know, the way, many of your films where you're just popping out your eyes, I think many of your mimics have done it as well.
I don't know, what my eyes come out of my socket?
Nothing of that, like in the sense, the way you just protrude your eyes.
Really?
There are many.
Oh gosh, I'm not aware of this.
Many of the mimics have done it, in fact. And they have become symbolized with you. And when it comes to like a Coolie or a Mard, the common man, the way they identify with your persona, how does it feel?
See, I think that the people that wrote stories...
Anthony Bhai, Coolie...
Absolutely. I think Manmohan Desai, Prakash Mehra, Salim Javed, Ramesh Sippy, I mean, you know, all these directors, they identified themselves with the common man. And I think that all their leading men at that time were designed to enhance the feeling of the common man. But this is not something uncommon. I mean, even from time immemorial, you watch films like Raj Kapoorji's Awara, for example. He was that common man, the guy from the street who aspires to perhaps win over this lady who is rich and comes from a high society. There's always this feeling towards the underdog and person of lesser means, and how he fights against the system or society, comes up and achieves something. So there's a great identification. It also gives a lot of hope to the man on the street. I think these characters have always traditionally done extremely well. So whenever Manji had, say, a Coolie, for example, or Salim Javed had somebody like Vijay in Deewar.
जाओ पहले उस आदमी का साइन लेकर आओ जिसने मेरे हाथ पे ये लिख दिया था। उसके बाद मेरे भाई तुम जिस कागज पे कहोगे मैं उस पर साइन कर दूंगा।
Or in Zanjeer.
अब मुलाकात हो गई। जब तक बैठने को न कहा जाए शराफत से खड़े रहो। ये पुलिस स्टेशन है, तुम्हारे बाप का घर नहीं।
They all were characters that were not very prominent in society in Iran, but because of the circumstances, how they fought through and came up. I guess that's the closest that I can come to analyzing this. I've never really thought about them, but you know, in recent years, there's a lot of analysis going on what I did and how it went, and I'm forced to think about it. I ideally would just like to play the character and thank you very much and go home.
Honestly speaking, I think one of the best part of being a journalist or being a part of media is that one gets the privilege to meet people like you, honestly.
Well, I'm very honored about that, but the fact is that, you know, I've never really looked at our work in the sense that, you know, one day it's going to get analyzed and it's going to be researched and so on and so forth. But we never think of that.
When it comes to your some of the props that have been associated with Amitabh Bachchan, like Billa number 786, the rope that you're carrying in Deewar, or maybe the eagle in Coolie, there are many such examples.
क्या नंबर है बिल्ले का? जरा पढ़ो तो।
786। बचपन से है सर पे अल्लाह का हाथ और अल्लाह रखा है अपने साथ। पीटर।
How do you look at those props which have become synonymous in many?
They're very symbolic. Most of the time, they happen accidentally. And because the film works, then suddenly everything that you've done in it gets recognized. The shirt in Deewar was too long the day I started to shoot. You know, it was coming beyond my knees. गलत नाप बन गया उसका. अभी क्या करें? अभी shooting start करनी तो ऐसी गांठ बांध लिया. You never realize that, you know, 40 years down the line, we'll still be talking about a knot of a shirt. I mean, it's ridiculous. But these are some of the things that get identified.
क्या मतलब है 786 का?
786 का मतलब है बेटा बिस्मिल्लाह, शुरू करता हूँ अल्लाह के नाम से.
The Billah 786, some of us that were knowledgeable about Islam and about Muslim temperament knew that 786 was written in an Arabic style before they started any new job, new work. When they wrote a letter, they wrote 786 on top. It was there, but it was somewhere sort of lying dormant and almost subconscious. Brilliantly brought out by the writers and made it a part of almost a character. And how well, you know, they built that up.
और साहब एक बार फिर मुझे बचाने वाला यही था. बिल्ला नंबर 786.
Things like these were creations of the writers. And then they became symbolic. And suddenly, 786 became almost a nationwide phenomena. You know, you had cars being numbered like that, and people wearing the, you know, necklaces and you know, things like that. It's very interesting how these things become popular.
There are many films of yours that one would love to talk about, but maybe a few films that where you are playing a certain colorful characters. To start with Don, the Vijay character of Don, the way he dresses, the way he just chews pan and all those things. That was a very colorful character and a very wonderful character.
That was a fantastic script, you know, and another gem from Salim Javed. It gave an opportunity to yes, play two different characters, but really the hook in that film was the story itself, that the original dies, and the guy that has been asked to replicate him is now stuck because the only person who knows that he's fake is also dead. Now he's stuck with a lady who's after him because he's killed his brother, her brother. There's a whole gang that's after him because he's getting them into trouble. And he's saying, look, I'm not that guy. It's just unimaginable. The content was so strong. So, yes, those kind of opportunities give you to expand on.
तो मतलब तुम यहाँ से निकल सकते हो?
जी हाँ. सोनिया, ये तुम जानती हो कि ये रिवॉल्वर खाली है. मैं जानता हूँ कि ये रिवॉल्वर खाली है, लेकिन पुलिस नहीं जानती कि ये रिवॉल्वर खाली है. So when I heard the script and we were enacting the other portion, the Vijay, the Panwala.
You think about. I was thinking about my early days in Allahabad and Uttar Pradesh, and bringing a little bit of that flavor in. It made it more interesting.
Yeah. Hi, hi, hi.
Naseeb. Yeah. Another very, very colourful character of yours, and Johnny Janardhan, the song, the way the entire almost film industry is there as well. I think the young generation should be watching that film of yours. Maybe someone should remake it.
That was another very ambitious thought of Manmohan Desai. He always used to come out with such crazy ideas, and we used to say, "Man, what are you thinking? It will never happen like this." And he says, "No, it's a silver jubilee party in a hotel, and you are the waiter, and the entire film industry has come." So he said, "I'll get the whole film industry." He says, "You're mad. How are we going to do this, yeah?" And, he managed from Raj Kapoor to Rajesh Khanna to Shami Ji to Sharmila. It was unbelievable, those moments. Because it was a song and it was a dance, so we were not prepared or rehearsed for it. So he had actually booked another floor. And he says, you quickly, and I told him, I'll quickly go and rehearse the shot there before you're setting it up, so that we don't waste time of the big artists of the industry that are waiting. So it was a wonderful experience, and what a thought.
Yarana. The entire learning part of your Hindi and all those things was hilarious, in fact.
जिंदगी सोच बने
भी तुम्हारी जबान से सही नहीं निकलता।
अरे कैसे नहीं निकलता जी? कमाल करते हैं आप। हमारे मुंह से जो निकलता है वो आपके मुंह से निकल सकेगा? चलिए बोलिए हमारे पीछे कच्चा पापड़ पक्का पापड़। कच्चा पापड़ पक्का पापड़।
That again was Rakesh Kumar, who is the director of the film. Worked beautifully together with him, Kader Khan and everyone contributing.
The lights.
Yeah, the lights. Yeah, that was another thought. I had seen some photograph of Robert Redford sitting on a horse with a very colourful cowboy jacket. And I told Habib, who was, the producer of the film, can we have lights on this thing so make it look sort of different and very sort of presentable for a stage item? And we gave it to Aki, Akbar of Gabbana. And said, can you do this? He said, yeah, मैं बनाता हूँ. So all these wires and all actual bulbs were put, and real wires were all put inside the jackets and trousers, and all this was a mess. And then finally rolled into one wire which came out underneath my trousers, on through the shoes, and then it was plugged into a plug, a regular 220 volts. And then we went into the stadium and started moving around, and there was somebody who was in charge of that. And I said, every time you see me getting some involuntary movements, कि current चालू हो गया. That was great, but we reenacted the thing now for Buddha.
I know, yeah.
We did a little portion of that, but now it's all so convenient. Technology is improved. It's all small little batteries, and I had the controls in my hand. Great fun.
Namak halal. We can talk English, we can walk English. English is a very funny language.
That was the first shot of the film.
This particular dialogue?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Those days we used to work in 3 shifts on the same day. And this was the second shift from 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And I got late. I was shooting some way out from somewhere in the first shift. So I told Prakash ji, I'm running late. He said, don't worry, you come whenever time. So I landed up about 5-6 o'clock. And then, it's the first day. You're always so apprehensive. What is going to happen? How are you going to behave? And then he gave this scene. And Prakash ji used to, every time there was a comic sequence, he would burst out laughing. And it would disturb the sound from off camera. So we told Prakash ji, ये थोड़ा funny होने वाला है. आप थोड़ा set के बाहर बैठिए. So we sent him out, and we even sent the cameraman out So इधर यार हम लोग ऑन करके उसको कुछ रिकॉर्ड कर देते हैं, आप सब लोग बाहर चले जाओ. That's how we did it, and it's all impromptu.
The cameraman was not there and it was rolling.
We just rolled the camera and we said, okay, start. Just a brief was given, and everything else is just impromptu.
Everything else is impromptu?
Everything, all the dialogues, everything is all impromptu.
All the cricketers and all?
Everything, all impromptu.
That is like you've done it yourself?
Yeah, we all sat down and we said, यार ऐसे ऐसे करेंगे, हाँ कुछ बनाते हैं. तो कैमरा चल रहा है, अब कुछ तो कुछ बोलना ही पड़ेगा. It's just amazing.
Bhairo becomes Baron. And Baron becomes Bhairo because their minds are very narrow.
A lot of times, when you are doing things which are not you're prepared for, the best comes out. And that's really fantastic.
Another of a film, Mahan. The film did not really work at the box office at that point of time, but now I think the songs are very, very popular. You can gauge it from the fact that they've been remixed a lot and all. Pyar mein dil to maar de goli and all. Today it's a huge song, in fact. Even at that point of time, it was a very ambitious film.
Pyar mein dil pe maar de goli, le meri jaan.
How do you look at Mahan now? A triple character.
It was a remake of a Kannada film. It was done in Kannada by Rajkumar, the great Rajkumar. Ramnathanji, who is the director of the film, has been a very close friend of ours. And he's very close to Rajkumarji also. He's actually from Karnataka. So he showed me the film and said, even Rajkumarji is recommending that you should make this film. So it gave an opportunity to do 3 roles. I was playing a triple role for the first time. Father, 2 sons, all looking alike. Great expanse, traveling to Nepal and this and that. The visit to Nepal itself was fantastic because I had been to Nepal with my father around 54, 56, in the year 1956. And Nepal was not as developed as it is now. But suddenly to go there now after so many years and find this absolutely modern country and people aware of, Hindi cinema. They were then also very aware. I remember when I went in 54, 56, around that time, we went to a theatre to see Dilip Saab's film. I think, I can't remember the name now. Amar, I think one of his old films was running there. So it was a huge revelation and massive crowds, so fond of Hindi cinema there. So, and their love for Indian artists was phenomenal, absolutely. I can never forget those trips to Kathmandu and wonderful, wonderful days spent there. Because there was such a huge crowd at every time we went out to shoot. We went again to shoot for Khuda Gawah there also. But when I went there for Mahan, we decided there was no way that we could, alienate the crowds. So we kept them and we allowed them to be a part of the scenario. It was like I was singing to Zinat Aman in a public area and people were watching and, screaming and shouting. So that was a good experience.
I was just coming to the hotel and there was a huge hoarding of you outside and all. People are really liking what they're seeing in terms of, I think the hoardings are very impressive and they're looking forward to the film. There's I think a huge buzz around the film as well. How does it feel that even your peers, Ram Gopal Verma is very excited. This is the way he wants to see Amitabh Bachchan as.
Well, how can I really...
Other directors, they are very happy with the kind of promos that have been coming about.
I can only say that, it's probably something that they've identified with either in their early years and maybe they're wanting to get back to or relive those moments again. As an actor, I feel, okay, I go back to doing something like that, but it's been cleverly designed to keep my age in mind. Ideally, of course, I would want to keep moving on and do other stuff. Let's see how it goes. And if it goes well, who knows? We may be doing another one like this.
Definitely. In fact, I was thinking that maybe there can be a sequel or something.
Buddha Hoga Tera Baap part 2.
Well, I think the character at least works. Maybe it can be the name can be something else, but maybe I think the character works. That was Amitabh Bachchan talking about his film Buddha Hoga Tera Baap and the entire paraphernalia that is surrounding, the buzz that is surrounding, the songs which are working, and he has sung it himself. And I think Hale Dil, one of the songs that has not really caught on so much as of now, maybe after the film releases it will, is one of Mr. Bachchan's favorite as well. He's also spoken about the certain characters that he has played over the years in various films that have become very huge. And he also is very happy with the very good news of Aishwarya and Abhishek, would-be parents. Thank you very much, sir, for being on Bollywood Hungama. Lovely to have you as always. And all the best wishes for Buddha Ho Tera Baap and all your future ventures. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks so much.
Thank you
very much.
That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.